My notes are a mess.
I know. That's why I
Mine
feel
too,
like the
my man.
SciShow would just keep it way
Man,
more
It
organized for some
there's
reason.
just like random paragraphs of
if
just like
Yeah, I just
everything.
got random. Yeah,
if
just random fucking patches of like they're all under this one dot called the map, which I just meant for the map, but now they got like all this other shit everywhere.
yeah, if you just make headings and then like if you highlight something and then click where it says normal text and make it a title, and then underneath that you
Yeah,
can make headings, it comes up in the left side. So it's kind of like,
like a bookmark.
yeah, like a bookmark where you can slide to
Yeah,
different things. So I just write down a bunch of shit, then like where I have important stuff, I make it into headings and then I go there, and then there's just nonsense between. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm finna just do that one big doc with headings everywhere. Just name this D&D notes. Oh no,
okay.
I deleted everything.
Imagine a vast forest, lush and untamed. The camera pans into this deep wilderness. Vines, leaves, trees, bark. We go miles and miles into this uncharted territory until we come across an old female humanoid. Peculiar looking, half woman, half rabbit. And she's walking through a strange mythical village where the woodland creatures have come to life, building homes, wearing clothes, speaking words, walking on two legs. You see this woman gracefully walking through this village, and a few rabbit children wearing overalls and dresses and stupid little hats, following her while she's carrying this large ornate book. She finally gets to this very old looking apple tree and takes a seat as the little fox, rabbits, frogs all gather around her. She takes a sip from a drink, and you hear the kids around begin clamoring about what story they're going to hear today. What piece of history will be revealed? As she thumbs through the book, she thinks to herself she could tell them about year zero, when the animals were first awoken and the squirrels discovered the great tree's magic. You could tell them about the year 222, or as others call it, the death of green. It was many centuries ago where the plant life of the great forest all died and society was sent into the dark ages. You could tell them about the year 459, when the rabbits had led a war against the squirrels in order to stop the manipulation of magic. The rabbits calling this the war for magic, and the squirrels calling this the war on magic. And eventually, the rabbits had won. But that's not the story she wants to tell. She flips. She could tell them about the great cataclysm that's shrouded in mystery around Bramblethorn, that destroyed the rabbits' home and displaced all their houses in the year 8020 or 820. But she chooses to tell them a different story. A story about a noble family of foxes. Because our story takes place in the year 866 of the Great Tree, and starts in the humble earldom known as the Vulpine Grove. The camera pans through the dense apple trees with the humble fox dens dug underneath each one. Way far in the distance, you see the figure of the great tree at the Verdant Cathedral looming, boating over the Vulpine Grove. But we look down past that and we descend through the barrows, the underground tunnels, connecting the fox dens. This is where we start our story. This is where we start the Song of Leaf and Bark. Doo-doo-doo.
That's beautiful.
As we go into these dens, imagine a network of fox dens that are all intertwined within each other. These structures have been masterfully created by the artisans of Vulpine Grove, the awakened foxes, resulting in an intricate web of tunnels and chambers. At every twist and turn, you can find yourself concealed nooks and shadowy alleyways. with sketchy meetings and covert trades happening everywhere. This is a place where danger lurks around every corner, an underworld teeming with secrets and whispered intrigues. And in one of these dark corners, we see a squirrel, scars on his face, wearing a black robe, old, skinny, torn, sitting in a dark corner, muttering about how some people are trying to pay for a noble to be assassinated. Camera pans over, and I'm going to get Klein Earthborn to describe your character.
I am a thin, slightly singed fox. You can see I have almost no body fat, and you can't quite tell if I'm really strong or just not very well fed. I wear loose-fitting, comfortable robes, and I have an air of unspoken dignity about me.
As Klein Earthborn sits in this dark, dreary alley, across from you, Klein, you see the man you know as Squeaker. You know his true name, but you helped him get rid of it by staging and helping him fake his own death, so he could escape some pretty serious problems. Everybody thinks he's dead, and he now exists as Squeaker thanks to you. He is one of your loyal and valued informants. His word has been church, and he has not stepped out of line with you ever.
Hello, Squeaker. Have you anything interesting to tell me?
Well, it's kind of crazy, sir. It's pretty nuts.
Yes.
It's so nuts. And usually I love nuts. I'm a squirrel, but
I was wondering if you were going to ask me for a nut.
well, do you have any?
Yes, actually. I'll roll him over a small nut.
Starts chewing on it a bit. Well, you might have heard that there's been a bounty put on the den mother of the Stone Paws. You know, that really hard-working family that everybody loves.
Yes. Ooh, I have heard that, but I don't know why.
Well, there's been another bounty put out on Den Mother Thicketfur.
Do you know who's putting out these bounties?
Well, that's where things get really nuts.
Okay.
They put them on each other.
It hurts to laugh, but it's hard not to.
That's what I'm telling you. In all my years, I've never seen something this nuts.
It's like a house war by proxy. But aren't they allegedly allies?
They're definitely allies. But it seems like they can't live with each other. Something's got to give here, boss. One of these people got to go.
Yes. Who put out the higher bounty? And more importantly, who do you think would damage our realm the most if they were lost?
Well, you know, I don't really know the noble life too much. I'm kind of down here all the time, but
Perception is very important. You're closer to the people than I am.
you know, the Stone Paws, they work hard. They bring a lot to, like, in resources and wealth to the Grove, but the Thicketfurs, they get involved in wars. They're doing a lot of, like, noble big things. Feats, achievement, that shit's important too. But we both know the Thicketfurs are dicks, right?
Yes.
So what do you think?
I think that honestly both should be coerced into falling in line and stopping this foolishness. We can't afford to lose either resource. And realistically, this is distracting and frustrating. I think I have a solution that may set right the problems between the two.
Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. Do some diplomacy. I get it.
You could call it aggressive negotiations.
You hear like a faint buzz coming from the darkness as this small beetle, well, bird-sized beetle to you, comes up, and it has 2 letters attached to its back.
All right, I'll unfurl them.
The first letter is from one of your informants. About one of your informants. And your informant in Shadowfen, Slimy,
Okay.
has been made.
Fuck.
The only way they would know this information is if Squeaker squeaked.
All right. Yeah, he was like this is a known fact, and he's the only person with this information, kind of deal.
This is a known fact, and he's the only person that you've told this to.
All right. And then what's the other letter?
The other letter is letting you know that your cousin, Ember Molestone, is finding herself into town. And you would know that she has some payment for you for something that you've done for her.
Excellent. Squeaker, you're 100% sure about the origin of these bounties, right?
Yep. 100%. What do the letters say as he chews on the nut?
Apparently, our shadow friend has been made.
He stops. Oh. Well, that's a shame.
Yes. You wouldn't happen to know why, would you?
Oof. No idea. Maybe he slipped up, you know?
He's 5 feet away from me.
Oh yeah, you guys are in this like dark, secluded alleyway where you went to be alone and have a private conversation.
All right, I will steady my aim and stab him. End of negotiation. Silencer is unleashed. $27 to hit him.
You like with he's like thinking that he's doing pretty good here with his deception, and you shove Silencer through his ribs. He gasps and grabs onto it and looks you in the eyes. He's like, I'm sorry. Why? We've known each other for years. Don't. And before you like twist to finish him off, he's like, all I did was snitch him out. I would never snitch on you. Please.
You had the chance to be honest, and you wasted it.
I can do better. I can do better. It was a lot of money. It's just one informant. I'm sorry. I would never do that to you. Just Slimy sucks.
I will slide Silencer downwards, disemboweling him.
Oh, fucking amazing.
After that, I will wipe his blood on one of my daggers, just like a loose dagger, put it in his hands, and then shove him in a barrel in the alley.
The squirrel that you saved that has been loyal to you and given you good information so far.
Loyal to me, eh?
Well, loyal-ish. No, not even loyal. You've known him a long time.
Yeah.
And this is the first time he's fucked around, and he found out. He found out.
Yeah.
Um,
You can't take risks with people who can expose you.
the second letter. Do. The second letter is again about Ember Molestone, who is going to be coming into town. You know that they usually land at Applefall Brook, and it's happening now.
Okay. What time of day is it?
Like 3 p.m.
All right. I'll head to that meeting, but I have plans for these bounty people as well. It's violent, but not as violent.
Wonderful.
I love how good the seating is in this alley.
You meet with her at Applefall Brook, and this is where the various modes of transportation, the larger animals that are either awakened and like willing to serve as mounts, or the wild beetles and insects and such that people use as workhorses. And you see an endearing looking fox step out of a cart. Oh, name is wrong. This is Ember Molestone, formerly a thicket fir. One of the noble families married her off to one of the like dukes of like one of the noble children of Bull's Landing. She's been gone for many years, but she still has close ties in Ballpine Grove and still pulls political strings where she can. She paid you to kill her mole husband.
I will walk up to her and kind of give her like a bow and a kiss on her hand. Enchanted to see you again.
Likewise. The Vulpine Grove is as beautiful as it's ever been. Starts walking with you very slowly.
That's good to hear. I'd hate to have any more trouble in your life.
Of course. Well, these visits are always so taxing. I have lots of people to see.
I'm glad you found time for me.
I must go see the Pontifex at the church.
No problem. Would you like an escort?
Please.
I'll take her hand and take her to the Pontifex.
She walks with you again very gracefully, very Game of Thrones walking through the garden, and eventually she hands you a pouch. And in this pouch, there are 50 acorn pieces. And this is what we will be using as gold.
Okay. I'll just feel it in my hands. Like, yeah, that feels like it weighs about right. I don't need to count it. And then I'll kind of smile. It's like, oh, that poor man would have enjoyed this. Nothing. I'm sorry.
She smiles. How's your mother?
Belligerent as ever, but charming.
Sounds like her. As we pan out from the Applefall Brook, we pan over. Amidst the lush embrace of the Vulpines Grove, nestled in with like a thick bush, a very fresh building, a new sanctuary stands. When you look at this new structure, you can quickly discern that no cost was spared in the construction of this newly hallowed place. because it is known far and wide what this building is. This is a Church of Leaf. Let me actually load the scene here.
Found my lighter. I'm about to go to the Church of Leaf.
I fuck with it. This guy's not here yet. This is a bastion of spiritual solace. This is where the devout gather to partake in their masses, to bear witness to the sacred unions of matrimony, and to say goodbye to their loved ones as they move on to the afterlife with the great tree. As we step into this, on the surface, very holy place, our gaze falls upon Fennec. Please describe your character. Fennec? Fezzik.
Sorry, wasn't sure you meant me.
Well, you're like, get my fucking name right or I'm not saying anything.
That's gonna be me.
I have it as one of my headings too. Fezzik, Earthborn.
Fezzik, yes. Yes. Fezzik is a giant of a fox, just probably one of the biggest foxes in all of Vulpine Grove. And just a very huge, gentle giant, very soft-spoken, gentle, a little slow, not the quickest thinker or speaker, but is a member of the clergy, wears big flowing robes, has a big staff, boom oak, and again, a walking staff, just a big gentle giant. And here I am outside of the Church of Leaves, in prayer, I guess, in remembrance.
Yeah, currently you are standing next to somebody you know quite well. Pontifex Ecorneus, the head of this particular Church of Leaf. He was here when you didn't have this beautiful church, and he would preach from this smaller tree that you had, and now you have a lot more followers. And currently in front of you, in front of the Verdant Cathedral, or in front of the Church of Leaf, are many children, old people, listening to Pontifex give a holy speech about the greatness of the great tree and how if you just give yourself to the great tree that all will be forgiven, and that if you just admit that you're a piece of shit, then the great tree will bestow great gifts upon you. And be this as it may, we stand in the light and the shade of the great tree on this glorious day in 822. And now I will hand it over to Kin Fezzik to answer any questions all of you might have.
Yes, I am Kin Fezzik. Please ask me your questions.
This little fox girl puts her little paw up.
Yes, little fox.
If the great tree is all loving and all powerful, why does evil exist?
Oh, this is a good one. I think I know. The great tree blesses those who bless themselves. And I look over at Pontifex Ecorneus and just like give this big nod, big grin.
Gives you a little thumbs up with his little squirrel thumb.
Thank you. I say back to the little girl, little fox.
Another one puts their hand up, like this little squirrel boy or a little rat fox boy in like overalls. Throws his little paw up.
Ah, yes, little fox.
What happens when we die?
see, the great tree will take your essence. It rejoins all of creation.
Roll
I
me,
look back at Pontifex Acorneus and give him a big grin and nod.
roll me a persuasion check, please.
Oh wait.
You fucking
Fir-
liar.
First roll, first roll of the campaign.
Persuasion. Let's see how persuasive I am.
You fucking liar.
Wow.
One of the little fox girl who asked the first question gets up and is like, I don't want the great tree to take my essence. I want my essence to stay with me. Oh my god, my essence, mom! And she goes running off.
And I just like nervously look over back at Pontifex. I just like keep looking back at him for reassurance.
You're doing great. Keep telling them.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
What's the purpose of life?
Oh, this is a good one too. The purpose of life is to fulfill your purpose. Yes? And I look back again at Acorneus.
He like waves his hand forward as if you should keep going.
And the great tree knows your life.
We are one with Leaf. Yes.
We are one with Leaf. The great tree is good. Thank you, children. And then I go and just kind of like start putting my hands out, and probably nobody touches my hands. Nobody's giving me high fives.
Not on a 5.
Sticky.
The one kid like looks up at you with his cute eyes, cocks his head. He's like, "How can I have a personal relationship with the great tree? Like, how do I get with it?"
That one is too good for me. We will have to ask Pontifex Acorneus. I turn and like give him like a royal intro with that question, or whatever. Just gesture to him grandly.
Oh yes. We can find peace through diligence, and not only watching our actions, but the actions of our brothers. If we allow people to step away from our beliefs, then our beliefs will be crushed. So if you want to be right with the great tree, you must keep an eye on yourself and on each other. Make sure that the person beside you is right with the great tree. Right, Fezzik?
Correct, kin. I like give a bow nod.
You hear a drunken voice as a man or a fox, like an older fox, comes stumbling in. You would know this to be a thicket fur. You might know it to be Fergus, thicket fur. Wrong fucking name, dude.
Semi-recognize him.
Possibly, that's kind of up to you.
Okay.
He's like a noble son of a different family, somewhat important, but he comes up and he seems kind of drunk and he's like, "The great tree? Where was the great tree when my sister died?"
One of those.
I just start getting nervous. Look over at Acorn.
Kind of side eyes you. "The great tree ain't shit. You know? I could just worship a log. Then what? What are you gonna do about it? The log could give me power. What's the difference?"
Hey man.
Uh, uh, I, I, I don't know. Um, uh, sir, are you a thicket?
Uh,
Thicket fur?
I'm a thicket fur, so
Um, sir, we show respect to clergy. And I
after
kind of like
after
nod towards Acorn.
after what the clergy has done, after all those people, but at the fucking Bramblethorn, you're gonna let the clergy? This building is an abomination. And Acornius looks at you with like a serious demeanor and then like nods towards him.
Oh, oh, okay. And I start kind of lumbering toward him, kind of menacingly, just like with, my shoulders out. And as I get to him, I just kind of put a hand on his chest and I go, "Cousin, this is not the place or the time. This is a place of respect for children." And I kind of start grabbing him by the shoulders and walking him out kind of strongly but gently.
I'm gonna need two things. One, an intimidation check, and then two, an athletics check.
Intimidation and then athletics.
Ooh. Ah.
He's
Damn,
like,
the rolls
you're
weren't good, but
not so tough. You're not so great. Oh God, you're actually pretty fucking big. Yeah, if it wasn't for Lady Earthborn, you wouldn't be nothing. Whatever. I'll go. As you
okay, cousin.
push him away. That is when you hear the old charcoaly voice of your brother. And you see your old cousin who's been married off and gone since you were like teenagers. She's actually going to, oh, that's the wrong name. Her name is
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
Ember
recognize that
Molestone.
name.
I'm sorry.
Ember, yeah.
All the names
are
got fucked.
The Thicket Furs is just a family, or are they like royalty?
They're like
Their kingdom?
no, they're like under you. You're
Yeah.
in an earldom, which is in a kingdom. So the kingdom is the Great
Okay.
Forest. You're in the earldom of the Vulpine Grove. Then these are the noble families that kind of make up the Council of Den Mothers that you kind of look to for votes and this, that, the other thing.
Okay. I just really stopped writing kingdom at the end of things.
And this is a former Thicket Fur that got married to a prince in Vol's Landing and is now Ember Molestone.
Okay, so am I like still escorting him out? And
Yeah,
then run into these two?
He would go pretty quietly, and then like as you're coming back, you'd see these two coming
Okay,
up.
He's not with me. Okay.
As Klein.
Sure, if I was like ran into him with him.
No, you would have like she would see him leaving, and like that's her family, so she's kind of like rolls her eyes.
Oh,
She-
yeah, okay.
She nods to you.
Ember. Hi. How are you?
She holds her hand out.
I take her hand and just kind of like bow into it with my hand. I don't kiss her hand, but I give her a bow.
Kin Fezzik, how you've grown.
Yes, I am big. I am very
I-
big.
I apologize for my lack of greetings, but I have some matters to attend to before nightfall. You'd excuse me for just a moment, and she goes off with Acornius for a second, like just 20, 30 feet away, and they start whispering to each other.
Okay. And And I'm standing here with Klein.
Yep.
Klein, brother.
How's it going?
Hey, don't be pushed around, right?
Very true.
You know, I'm pretty big. I don't get pushed around very much.
You've done well, brother.
And you, brother, you look well.
Thank you. I keep myself quite busy.
Oh, yes. Yes. Busy is good. Are we trying to overhear them? I'm not, I guess, but I'm oblivious.
Yeah, I'm kind of letting them do the thing. I figure if she needs me for something, she'll just tell me.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were trying to listen in, and I was just, yeah.
No,
I'm just a good dude.
amazing. A couple minutes go by. They finish their whispers. Ember comes back.
Lady.
All I needed to attend to here.
Do you still require an escort, or would you rather see us off through the town?
I do have.
Oh, I am a good escort.
I would appreciate the escort. I have business with Timothy, and I have business with Sassafras. Before I have to see your mother.
Okay.
Do you know where I could find Timothy? And you both would know that Timmy is either at like his quarters where he'd be hanging out, or he's at the Grove's Reflection, which is more likely considered the time of day, which is like a bathhouse / brothel.
Yeah. So, do you think that Fezzik, do you think you and I would both say the exact same thing at the exact same time?
Yes.
So we do. So at the brothel.
Brothel. At
Brothel.
the same time.
He kind of stares at you for a second.
I'm kind of grinning. I'm just loving spending time with my brother and my cousin and being included.
He's likely getting his poor moist. So
You said what? What did he say?
he's getting his
Something
poor
about a
moistened.
wet whistle.
Wow.
Oh,
Uh,
no. Rocket polish.
Crazy that y'all think I would have to pay for that. I am pretty renowned.
I know.
Timothy. That's crazy.
We didn't say you paid, but
Jonas, this
you
is
go
our
where the people
character.
are.
You're not used to being a bad boy.
With that, we go over to the Grove's Reflection. We we pan through the Valpine Grove again, going off kind of on the western outskirt. There's some overgrown thickets by one of these apple trees, and grown and built around it is this building, this business. Let me drag everybody out.
This is a pretty building.
And currently, outside of this building, with some drinks, some smoke, etc., are two foxes. One older, kind of grizzled, disheveled, scars on his face, missing a couple teeth. The other, I'm gonna get you, Timothy. Describe your character. Who are you?
So Timothy is just like this disheveled warrior. The colors on this aren't like exactly like correct. I kind of wanted like the white is like black, and I got like the red on the top as you see there, and it's like a brighter red. I am a fox that stands out in a crowd. I am somebody that like amongst everything else around us, like I am bright. and you cannot fucking miss me. I'm littered with scars and cuts and all kinds of things. I'm wearing my big plate armor, and I'm carrying just like a fucking arsenal of weapons on me that just looks like it may not fit, but for like me, you see me enough with all of these weapons that you're like, yeah, that's just Timothy. Yeah, and I'm just sitting down, having a drink. I got a beer in hand, and I'm gonna assume I have people around me.
You do. Sitting across from you is Fox you know well. This is Scout Salty Stonepaw.
So
Call him Salty. You and him have a lot of history in the, I don't know what to call it, the vehicle world. Like, you guys have flown an albatross together. You both tamed
Okay.
armadillos and rolled them around. Things like this manner.
yeah, okay.
You met him. You got like close with him on the ship during the sea battle with the Frog King. And he's currently sat across from you, and he's just like, oh, well, tell me again. How many of those frogs did we kill?
Oh, Salty, it was too many to count. I've had enough of these ales that I'm sure if I sat down, I would fall asleep before I was done counting.
Do you know how many widows we made? You know how many tadpoles they probably left behind?
God. Frogs have pretty large families. That's a lot of tadpoles.
They do. That's kind of
God.
fucked up. And he laughs and takes a big drink.
I mean, I guess they should have wisened up and not gone to war.
Yeah, well, they should have thought before they stood against us.
They definitely chose the wrong people. Between me and you, I don't think there's a better fleet.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you, we're foxes, right?
Fuck you, we're foxes.
Fuck you, we're foxes!
Fuck you, we're foxes!
Yeah, he like splashes the water, takes a big drink, and just out of character, I hope you're ready. Are you ready?
What is this guy's name?
This is Scout Salty Stonepaw. Salty
Okay.
Stonepaw.
So his first name is just Salty.
Yeah, call him Salty.
All right. Thank you. I'm the note keeper. I think.
He like slaps the water, laughs boisterously. And I hope you're ready, because this is when you see a pretty young fox that you know fairly well. You didn't just have a fling with her. You were seeing her off and on a little bit. You spent a good amount of time with her. You haven't seen her for a while. And this is Willow Windwhisper, another one of the noble families. She's the daughter of the Den Mother Windwhisper. And she is very pregnant. Like about to pop. She's like holding her stomach. She looks at you and she's like, having fun?
Yes, I actually we're having a great time. Willow, it's been a while. How are you?
She looks
So pretty.
She looks down, looks at you. How do you think I've been?
Oh, I mean, it could be worse.
First you
What are you doing here?
First you don't call me back or message me back. And now it took me so long to track you down once I finally am back in town.
Well, I mean, between you being out of town, me being out of town, everything gets a little crazy. The network was backed up. The mail it wasn't getting to the right places. I did try.
No, you don't understand. Didn't you get my letters? My mother sent me to Scroll Reach to be betrothed to Prince Nuttail. But once they found out I had a litter, I was sent back and dishonored.
I mean,
I gave up everything for you, and I'm about to have your litter of children.
my litter of children.
Yes, your litter of children. What are you implying? Salty laughs.
Oh. Oh God. Are you sure?
Yes.
I didn't think I could have kids.
She rolls her eyes.
I mean, out of all the times that we tried,
Wait, can I pause? Okay, I'm ready.
They're yours, Timothy. My whole life is in shambles because of this. Everything is ruined. I was going to be queen one day. Queen of the realm. But now, because of your litter, I'm nothing.
well, you're something. It's not that something. I mean, surely there's other paths, if there's...
Are you going to do the right thing?
What is the right thing by you?
I thought you were going to propose the moment you saw me.
Well, I mean, you were betrothed to another man.
Yes, and now I am not.
Well, yes, I mean, we've kind of got to go through the steps again, don't we? Surely now isn't the right time.
She looks down, looks at you. Timothy, what the fuck?
Timothy also looks down and looks back up. What?
Salty orders like 5 more drinks.
Good idea. Good idea. Listen, are you sure they're mine?
Yes, we've been over this. She slaps you.
You know I always liked it when you played rough.
Are you going to propose or not?
Well, is now the time? Like, do we wait? Do we do this thing? Like, are we supposed to?
I came back
I mean,
for you.
Well, I mean, you got sent back, but that's besides the point.
I would be honored. Be Duchess Earthborn? I think the opposite of Duke is Duchess.
Yes. I mean,
Salty's
you know
like,
I'm the
I'll marry
youngest,
ya.
right? Yeah. Like you know I'm the youngest, right? Like, there's no prize in this. There's nothing here. Like, I don't get the only thing I have is a fancy title. I am the Duke. But other than that, I'm not going to be in the throne. I mean,
Are you suggesting I have a litter of bastards? A litter of barks? Which is our version of snow.
is there something wrong with that? I mean, they're still mine. It's not like I abandoned them, if they are mine.
Ooh.
If we're not wed, they can't take your name.
I mean, they can once we are wed, if they are mine. And I mean, it's just a
I'm due any day now, Timothy. Getting married at this stage is already shameful. Do you want a litter of bastards to be haunting your house? Think about what your mother will say.
Oh, I'm not really worried about what she has to say. It's gonna be all right. I can deal with her. Shit. Yeah, yes, but fine. Yes. Let's talk about this. Let's set up a more formal, meeting, and we'll sit down and we'll discuss this. At further lengths, I am a few drinks in, and I think that if I say anything now, both me and you will regret it in the morning.
Is that a yes?
It's maybe. And we will discuss it later.
Listen, you have been the most self-centered, narcissistic piece of fuck. And she's starting to lean into you, and that's when you hear the low tone of Fezzik admiring things, the charcoaly voice of Klein, and the graceful steps of Ember.
What's the problem?
Oh, brothers. Yes, it's so nice to see you.
The problem is your brother only gives a shit about
Willow?
himself. And she like slaps him in the face again, and this very pregnant fox, with tears running down her cheeks, goes running off from the brothel.
Oh,
I'm actually gonna chase her.
Yeah?
Oh,
I'm gonna
brother.
find
Even more awkward. What the fuck? What is your relationship with her?
No, easily enough. You're definitely faster than a very pregnant woman.
I'm not like dragging her back. I'm like making sure she's okay. Like
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, it's like-
of course. That's still awkward. Like, what is? Never mind. I'm not even here. I'm out of character.
Timothy is just gonna kind of like.
I'm just
sorry,
watching a
point
soap
to-
opera.
I'm sorry that you are distressed, but can you
Already got a
explain the
few swear
situation
words, but
for me without having to deal with my drunk brother?
She hormone-induced crying tells you everything. Her fall from grace, that she was supposed to be next in line to be queen, but then found out she was pregnant with this asshole's kids, and now she's back here, and he won't even fucking marry her, so now she's really nothing and about to have a bunch of bastard children that are gonna fucking be a stain on the house, both the house's reputation.
If he cannot be brought around, what other options are there for you? Other than are you willing to entertain other options
Like-
that might save some face?
Like what?
Timothy is not a very distinct fox. You could marry any royal fox or any noble fox in any of the houses, could you not?
Offering yourself?
Kind of wipes her tears away, I guess.
You
But-
gotta roll for this, Riz.
But looks down at her belly and is like, but who would marry me?
Our house understands honor and we understand optics. If he cannot be brought around, we will compel someone to otherwise.
The fuck we want?
She nods.
I will take it to my mother if Timothy is non-compliant.
I don't have much time. Thank you.
I'll look down. That is evident.
Thank you.
That is.
She gives you like a pregnant hug and she waddles off.
What's a pregnant hug?
You know, like it's not really great because she can't
It's-
really get
it's
her arms all the
girthy.
way
Yeah.
around you.
The belly.
It's a hug of girth.
Just.
Kind of like
I've
a
never
T-Rex
heard
hug.
of a pregnant hug. A T-Rex hug. I love it.
Yep.
This fox.
Gotta lean over for it.
fallen from nobility, it takes off into the forest. You regroup. Ember then kind of like looking over and like you can tell she's uncomfortable, but she's not showing that she's uncomfortable. Salty is eyeballing her up and down with his tongue hanging out.
Oh my god.
I'm actually gonna tell Timothy kind of what I explained. It's like, you should marry her, but if you won't, we'll have to put her off on someone else who can look like you.
Listen. Everything was fine, and then she got very excited about being married off to fucking Fuzzy Nuts. And
Huh.
yeah. And I
You
know,
mean you were
'cause
having sex with someone who was ambitious? I'm shocked.
ambitious to get married to another man.
Was it because you wouldn't marry her?
Well, no, I mean the conversations were happening. Everything was good, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm going to get married to the squirrels. Haha, I'm so excited!" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And
Kind of
then
a dick
now,
move.
Ember
Understandable.
kind of clears her throat.
I'm sorry, Ember. You have a business to attend to. I hope he didn't knock you up too.
and she, she
And
was just all talking about, how excited she was, and blah blah blah. The squirrel this, squirrels that, and oh.
Where's
And then she left, and now she's back.
Where's
and
my
she's
spyglass,
pregnant,
Timothy?
and it's mine.
I do not want to be in this place longer than I need to, or in your presence.
What's wrong with this place?
Where's
Em-
my spyglass?
Ember? Spyglass.
The spyglass I gave to you when we were teenagers that was our great-grandfather's, that has been in our family for generations and is the most useful spyglass ever. It's magic. It has a bit of the great tree's
Oh.
magic in it.
Yeah.
Wait, it has the great
Timothy.
tree's magic in it?
Yes.
Timothy,
I
we're
don't know, where-
here.
Where
We
did I
need
put
that. Yeah.
Timothy, you have
I'm
no idea.
Working on it.
Um,
Yes. Give me a moment. Let me. I have to recall where I put it. I made sure to put it somewhere safe, like extremely safe, so that nobody would ever get it and nobody would ever, find it. I seem to have hidden it well enough that even I can't find it.
Well, perhaps your mother will know where it is.
You know what? That's a great idea. Ask her. She will very likely know.
I have one.
She seems to find things all the time. I'm like, Mom, I can't find this. And she's like, it's right here. And I'm like, okay, all right. Well,
I
let me
have
check that.
one more stop to make, and then I will be seeing your mother, and you will be with me. Come along.
I will be with you? What do you mean by that? Are you trying to take me into a back room and show my mother, or?
Hey, Timothy, I'm your
What?
escort. And I walk up and put my arm around Timothy, pull him real tight.
Oh God, it's okay. It's one of these. Okay, yep. Yeah, I figured as much. Yep.
Ember looks at you,
Yeah.
Fezzik, and is like, "You're a good boy. You're a good fox."
I would try and
Thank
slink out and grab a beer and just chug it.
I come over while as you're finishing chugging your beer and just kind of put my arm around you again and walk you out again. Just not a word, just still grinning.
This time, just ever so slightly less struggle that I got another beer in me.
Yep.
Is the spyglass their family heirloom? Will we know that? Or is it?
You can roll me a history check.
Okay. History. Oh my god, it's a -1 in that. Why did I do that? 6.
You know,
I'll forget. I got my own shit to do with.
no, you love all your kids equally, but after the fourth one, you stop remembering what trinkets they carry on them.
Yeah.
Goes up here. Good enough. So we pan back out into the Vulpine Grove.
What was that place we left? Was that like his bar Is it named?
That
Duke
was
Timothy?
the Grove's Reflection. It is the
Grove's
bathhouse slash
Reflection.
brothel.
Okay.
It's more popular among like the higher
I didn't
end.
know that was like the name of the place. I thought you were just being poetic. Like, be pen on to the Grove's Reflection.
No, it is actually called the Grove's Reflection.
I was like, oh wow.
The Grove's Reflection, the whorehouse.
So we pan out from the Grove's Reflection into the Vulpine Grove. Amongst the apple trees and the hanging canopy, we find ourselves in the center, the epicenter of this earldom. I think you called it the Hollow, like the main name for the tree.
Yes.
And sitting atop the hollow are these crafted buildings known as Eagle's Reach or Eagle's Landing. Is that what you called it, or did you rename it to Sky's
No,
Reach? I don't know. Things can have more than one name.
I think England. Yeah, I think Eagle. Yeah, it can have more than one name. I don't think we actually gave it a name. If I'm gonna be real honest with you.
I feel like we circled on the Reach, Eagle's
Yeah.
Reach, or the Reach, or
We can call it Eagle's Reach. I like that. So
I like Eagles Reach.
we pan up to Eagle's Reach in this large kind of like throne room-ish, but it's more like a war room to discuss with a mass amount of people. Currently sitting behind the podium is Sassafras. Please describe your character as you are standing in front of all these people and doing like a titling ceremony. Just what do you look like? Who are you?
You'd see like a stout looking wolf, pretty tall. You'd see like his orange fur is kind of turned into gray. Like he's got like nicks in his like scars, like just like little patches of fur missing. Not too many, but like you can tell he's seen some battles. Armor's got some nicks, and he'd be sitting up there like with his arms crossed, like inspecting to see what the new, because you said it's like a title ceremony. He's just looking over everybody, like inspecting each one, you know. And like when like one sees his eyes meet theirs, like they could just tell, like they get scared. Like, oh God, he's looking at me.
Fuck yeah. So you I can't delete it. I can't move it.
Beyond your power now.
Okay. I'm gonna close the server and reopen it.
The world burns down into embers as you see the eagles cry for help in the babies. Mother, why?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Their beaks melt as the server comes down.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that.
Rustfall. Everyone does.
The server is back up.
The realm has been reborn, and the eagles come back magically.
Their tears go back in their faces.
Their beaks unmelt.
Oh. And okay. Wonderful. So, Sassafras, as you stand at this podium, this is a titling day. Some of the Helix Knights, which are snails, who are very slow, but very devout. They recently fought off some bandits, some untamed bandits that attacked a caravan. One of them heroically saved one of the Thicket Fur nobles. He managed to throw his pike, killing a badger. And he is now here to be bestowed a title. Or is pitching, basically, to be given some sort of title for this. Behind you, you have Fergus Thicket Fur, not Rusty Thicket Fur. I got that mixed up earlier. He's the same person that scoffed at you and Timothy for leaving and drinking. His armor's very clean. He's very well trimmed and stands up very straight. And then on your right, you have Copper Swifttail, who has actually fought, both these people have fought in wars with you, but this guy fought beside you. He was your right-hand man, and he is a little more gruff, a little more grizzled, a little more brutal, more slouched, as kind of more disheveled. His armor has scuffs on it. He looks to you and he's like, "Look, man, war's hard. Battles scar you in and out. These snails, they work hard for us. Give them some slack." Then Fergus looks to you and he says, "Look, Sir Slimeridge is a noble knight, and I'm sure he did so well killing a badger. However, we cannot be giving out titles willy-nilly. You have to earn them. They have to be respected. And do you respect these people?" And you see the 6 snail knights, they are very slow but very derpy. The one is holding his pike up and drops it, and then the other one is like, "Don't worry, comrade, I shall help you," and then starts going towards it extraordinarily slowly. "Ah yes, this on my titling day will be ever so grand."
I was gonna see and start shaking his head. As long as they have a warrior spirit, Fergus, they might deserve a title. He saved a noble, right?
Yes, but watch this. Boo! And 3 of them, when he does that, revert into their shells.
But the other 3 are still standing, holding their stuff.
"Oh, to the great tree, we're under attack! I will not come out of my domicile."
Oh, I like the snails.
I'll walk over and tell them it's alright to come out.
"Are you sure?
It's alright, come on.
Are you certain?"
I'm certain.
He pokes one of his little snail eyes out.
See? Nothing's wrong.
"But yes, I nobly took down a ravenous badger that was attacking one of the Stonepaw caravans."
It's a noble feat indeed.
"I did it with this spear right here," as he goes to grab it very slowly from the guy who picked it up.
I'm not one for much titles anymore, but he's gonna start looking at all of them and Sir Slimeridge?
"Yes, my lord."
And this asks us to look up and start thinking
This other one, as you're thinking, pipes up. And he's like, "My name is Sir Mollusk. And I am the one who killed the badger.
it was you.
Sir Slimeridge is a fraud."
I'm sorry.
Sir Slimeridge.
You just failed.
That sucked because I'm writing it down as he came up with the information. And I'm like, fuck. Well, never mind.
Is this accusation true, Sir Slimeridge?
Of course not, of course not. And everybody can back me up. Isn't that right, man? Yes, of course. Pretty sure he killed the badger. A lot was happening. I was in my shell. One pops back into their shell when the other one says that.
Saviors, nonetheless. Despite who did it.
Mollix says, I deserve the title, not Slimeridge. And Slimeridge says, no, no, no. I was the one who slayed the badger. Bestow me the title.
The whole group of you, the steady hand saviors. That way there will be no debate on who actually did it. Your feat will be recognized as an accumulative effort.
That is very noble, and we will accept this group offering. However, I am Sir Slimeridge, and I killed the badger. Do I not deserve
That's
recognition,
stressful.
sire?
He'll pull out his sword. And then he'll do that knight thing to each one of them, pat them on the top of the shell.
All the
So-
Smith. You get a knighthood.
Yeah.
You get a knighthood.
Sir Slimeridge. Steady hand savior.
As you go to knight Sir Slimeridge, he very slowly moves out of the way. You see a single tear going down his snail face. I cannot do it, sir.
Gonna do what?
I am a fraud. A charlatan. I did not throw the pike that killed the badger. It was Sir Mollusk. I have dishonored the house and the great tree. What have I done? I must pay. And he starts very slowly going towards the edge of Eagle's Reach.
Saz won't even say anything. He'll just sigh and wait a second. Couple more seconds and he'll go and just pick him up and bring him back. Put him right back where he was.
I have dishonored House Slimeridge. House Earthborn. I am a disgrace.
That you are.
You were with the company who saved them, so maybe if it wasn't for your guidance, that maybe Sir Mollusk wouldn't have been able to throw the spear, you know? I bestowed you all the title.
And sorry, what was that title again? The Steady...
Steady hand saviors.
Beautiful. Yeah, he comes around eventually and stops trying to kill himself out of dishonor to his clan. If you say, sire, I will serve as a steady hand savior. And as you're cradling the snail, that's when your brothers, along with one of your cousins, enters Eagle's Landing. As Klein, Timothy... Oh, Salty's not there. I don't know how Salty fucking snuck in there. Fezzik, Timothy, Klein, and Ember enter into this space. He walks very gracefully, very quietly, and stands there not to interrupt you.
I'd see them and I'd greet them. Welcome to Eagle's Reach, and I'd the ceremony was just concluding, and then I'd kind of give those guys the nudge to kind of
Oh yes, we will give you privacy immediately, sire. Don't worry. And they all start leaving extraordinarily slowly.
wear that title with pride, and it's one's gone. There's still 5 more. You did an honorable deed today, and each one he says that as each one slowly leaves.
That's adorable.
Nice ass.
Fezzik,
Brother.
my skulk brother, and I'll go and give him a big hug.
Goodbye, little snails.
Huzzah! As they're
Yes.
going along, they're like doing the hut 2, 3, 4 thing, but very, very slowly. Hut.
Hut. 2.
Ember looks at you, Sassafras, and is like, I have negotiated silk trades between Alpine Grove and Squirrel Reach that will have increased profits immensely for your kingdom, or for your earldom. I would like a title for this.
He's like thinking he was done, and kind of look at Copper and Fergus like, of course, and then you kind of like address the whole room, so like everybody like, and then her like, what title do you think? Like what deed did you do? You know, like I know she increased trades and stuff, but what did she think she like?
He kind of looks down, thinks for a second, and she says, rather impolite to ask the receiver to think of the gift.
He'll like apologize. I'm sorry, Ember. I was not trying to be rude.
She nods.
He's gonna like sit there, look at them, and then kind of like look off the edge, and then he'll like.
Copper will like cup his paw and like whisper in your ear and be like, name her the cunt of Vol's Landing.
I'll kind of like give him the elbow, like kind of like hush up.
Laughs a little bit.
How does the bountiful sound? The bountiful queen.
Wonderful.
Oh yeah, you said something there, mother? Nope, she's not even there.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. No,
I thought
yeah.
she was. I thought I heard mother's voice for a second.
I was
You
about to be
heard-
I was about to be your escort to see mother.
Ah, yes. Silk Baron. The bountiful.
I accept. She like leans down so you can place your sword or your what's your weapon called?
Spike Spine.
So you can like place Spike Spine on her shoulder to like officially give her the title.
Yeah, like on the left shoulder, he'd say, like, Ember Moldstone, Silk Baron, Silk Baroness, and then on the right shoulder, he'd say the bountiful queen.
I accept. Now, if
You
you'd
gonna
be so kind to escort me to the council clearing to address your mother.
Right away. And then I'll put the sword away, shake Copper and Fergus's hands quick, and then stroll off, and then like, leading everybody to the.
I'm gonna grab your shoulder and be like, brother, I am your escort. Just with a grin on my face and my arm around your shoulder.
Yeah, he'll have a big smile and he'll say, "Lead the way, Fezzik."
Wonderful.
dude really just gave her a queen title.
All
You
right.
slip queen in there more
I
than
know
once.
I don't have a fucking queen title. I'm stripping that shit.
It's just the fluff.
She about to be upset.
It's like a placebo.
No,
All
Yeah.
right, you degenerates. Let's go back and take another stroll through the Vulpine Grove. Apple trees aplenty. Sly foxes just foxing around. And, you know, the hard-working laborer silkworms weaving their intricate silken materials for sale. Now picture. We ventured deeper into the heart of this wondrous place, and we stumble upon an area where the apple trees have orchestrated like this weird circular closed off area. Little private circle. You take a step in, and it's a secluded sanctuary. It's a grand throne room, mostly grown organically, but carved and built in places out of roots and thorns. Nature's own little box den throne room. Right in the heart of the grove, and right in the heart of this throne room, sitting upon the thorn throne. Alara, please describe your character.
Alara is, I'm gonna say, shorter than most her children. No, all of her children. All her children are very tall. But she like stands very straight. That kind of like straightness that she sits with authority. She stands with authority. She has nice, thick fur around the collar. That's that's one of the features that makes her different from all the other foxes. And it's very like flowy. Like every time she moves, it flows. Very elegant and gracefully. She has the family pendant, royal pendant on her neck that symbolizes that she is the lady of the house. And she has white fur, of course, with like red accents from like, that's just genetics. Her, let's say her mom had red fur and her dad had white or whatever. And yeah, she's just very elegant. You see her and you feel the elegance. She also has a guard that holds her spear when she's at the hollow, and she holds the spear is called the Trident's Wrath, and she also holds the family's heirloom, the Earthborn whip, the Earthborn leash. Was it leash or lash? Lash.
The Earthborn Lash.
Yeah.
Holding your spear, along with Fox's death, which is the sword or the axe your mother taught you to kill people with that you sentenced to death.
Yeah.
He never uses it. He has his own sword. To your left is your herald, Emmerich Bark.
Alrighty.
During your upbringing, you didn't see a huge amount of battles, but the Great Forest is not a safe place. And a lot of the time you were growing up, the biggest threat was the Untamed. The awakened animals who refuse to partake in society, that are more animals than awakened. During one of those fights, you came across a caravan that had been completely decimated, except for one baby. And that baby was Emmerich. And he was given the name Bark because you're not sure where he's from. You're not sure who he is or any of that, but you raised him like one of your own, and he has been by your side since. And then to your right, you have Helmy, who's, remember Bunty? It's Bunty, but Helmy now.
Okay.
And while you're having some discussions and addressing different people coming in and whatnot, somebody skips the line. 2 eagles fly in with a frog walking on all fours. Two of the eagle guards, very large, carrying no weapons, and have some armor that doesn't restrict their wings for flight. Who work as kind of like street guards and also as mercenaries and mounts, although they get offended if you refer to them as steeds or mounts. And they currently drop down this very foreboding looking frog. The one eagle guard looks to you. They both bow. Lady Earthborn, we found this one amongst a lot of dead. A lot of dead untamed, but even more dead foxes. Herman Windwhisper has been killed, along with many of his men, or foxes.
She lowers her head, showing grief. That is much sad to hear. Very much sad. And what is this man's name? She points at the frog that's being accused.
Names are for two legs. You can call me Frog.
Very well, Frog. You're being brought here today on the accusation that you have killed my men. Everyone is very precious to me. I just want you to know that right now.
I did
She
not
looks at.
kill your men.
Oh, you have a alibi, or
The eagle guard is like, wait till you fucking hear this. Wait till you get a load of this. Oh, I'm sorry. Goes back to being like solemn. Frog kind of looks
She-
back and sneers, looks at you.
she looks him dead in the eye. She's looking at the frog, waiting patiently.
We were getting ready to attack. We weren't going to kill anybody. Just take what we want. And then giants came. And killed everybody. The only way I survived was by hiding. Some tried to fight, some tried to flee. But the giant killed all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like you. I don't respect you. And I don't give a fuck about your culture.
She sits back in her chair.
But what is out
crosses her
there
legs.
is bigger than everything in this room. Your herald, Emmerich, he leans in and he's like, he's obviously lying to try to save his own skin. There's no such thing as giants. There never has been. And Helmi is like, well, I don't know, love. You know, I've read in a lot of those kids' stories, a lot about giants. And all of it kind of adds up.
She raises her hand for him to stop talking. Let's go back to the part where you said that you weren't going to hurt anybody, but you were waiting to attack and you were going to take what you wanted. What was that about?
I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never killed a fox before.
Don't.
And I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't enjoy it.
How bold of you. Being brought to my quarters in my face, and I show you hospitality, and you tell me that you don't like me, not only that you don't mind killing my people, and that you were planning on to attack them anyway. All depended on giants. Rather the giants were real or not. You were still very much guilty.
He spits on the ground. Fuck your quarters.
Off with his head. I've had enough.
The Eagle Guard's like, bring over the one log that you use, like the small stumpy log. They get the frog down on it. They put a small rag over his head. And Emmerich takes out Fox's death, kneels.
She holds her hand up and she's like, in fact, I'll do it. Where are my manners? I was raised better than that. She stands up and she does the honors of the execution.
Yeah, you walk over. Do you give him his final words?
He doesn't get any.
Last rites, anything?
No.
Actually, you go to raise your axe, and you hear the very, piercing, kind of agitating voice of Chancellor Windwhisper. You mind if I read him his last rites? As the great tree states,
She
all
looks
life
over.
is precious.
No. Go ahead.
He walks over and he puts a paw on the frog and is like, "Fear not, my child, for you will be one with the forest."
She executes
soon."
him in the middle of it.
Oh gosh. He wipes the blood from his face and fucking hands.
You mean to tell me this one gets that after coming here, disrespecting me and killing my kin? I love my people too much. They deserve much better than this.
The great tree.
This thing doesn't get that privilege.
the great,
Not after that.
The great tree forgives all, and we're all children under his branches.
Then consider me forgiven. And she walks away. She hands the axe back to
Emmerich nods.
sits back in the chair.
The Eagle Guards, at that exact moment, while she's cutting the head off and the Chancellor's wiping the blood off of his hands, is when everybody else enters the room. You enter into the council clearing, the secluded little thorn throne room. As you see your four sons enter: Klein, Sassafras, Timothy, and Fezzik. You see your niece.
Wow.
What a lovely surprise. All of you at once. What is the occasion?
She wants to talk to you. She's mad
Yeah.
at me.
It's her, Ma.
And she looks at
Yeah, you tell her what you want.
He looks around, and then Emmerich's like, oh, sorry. And he reaches down, pulls out a scroll. He's like, Lady Emerald Molestone of Wol's Landing, niece of the great Lady Earthborn,
Mhm.
betrothed to the former Prince of Vol's Landing. He wouldn't have gotten word of the new ones yet.
Okay, I was waiting on it. My niece comes to visit me. What seems to be the occasion, my darling? Come closer. Are we not kin?
Oh, we are. It's been a while, Alara.
It has. Ember. How's your mother? Wait, is your mother dead or some shit?
No, dead Mother Thicketfur is very much alive.
Okay. How's your mother? How is my sister holding up?
Well, not as well as
What seems to be the problem?
I've never
Shut up,
been
darling.
one to mince words. And now will be no different. She snaps her fingers, or her paw, and walking through the entranceway of the council clearing are a bunch of, not a bunch, like a good amount of mole knights. Armored. She reaches in her sleeve where her hands have been the whole time, finally revealing her paws. She's been walking gracefully, but in her hands is a letter. And has a stamp from Scroll Reach. She holds it up. This is a letter appointing me as the Lady of Vulpine Grove. The Squirrel King has grown tired of your insolence
Darling, shut the fuck up.
towards the Great Tree. And Chancellor Wind Whisper also looks at you and is like, it's true. The king himself has dethroned you.
The king has dethroned me and didn't even come himself. Sent my niece, a traitor to the kin, obviously. Is this the power squirrel dick? This what it do?
We have means in place to transfer power peacefully. And we have means in place to take power forcefully. It's up to you.
She looks at Emmerich Mark. And
Emmerich-
it's a look
Emmerich
that
leans in, says, sometimes it's better to fight another day. And sometimes it's better to kill people where they stand.
she gives him a look that she has given him before, and he knows that she will like her the trident wraths now. She holds out her hand.
He hands you Trident's Wrath, and you see as soon as he draws a weapon, all the mole knights also draw weapons.
She slams the wrath into the floor and not yell out, but she's more commanding now. She's, standing up more straight. And she's like, don't make me regret killing my own. I love all of my people like family. But I will not sit here and be threatened for my throne.
It's not a choice.
Leave now or have your head returned to the squirrel.
It's not a choice, Alara.
Then I guess you don't have a choice.
You can kill the messenger. But you're starting a war. You understand that. I have a letter here from the Squirrel King himself. By killing me, you are not only killing yourself, but you're killing everybody around you. Because of your own...
Close the doors. No one escapes here alive.
Because of your own mommy issues.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What a nice slow jab. Coming from
nobody's
coming
scared.
from the Vols Landings bitch.
Nobody's scared of your trident.
That's fine.
Nobody's...
I don't want you to be scared, sweetheart. Fighting a fearful foe is not fun. Lock the doors. No one leaves here alive. Whether that be me or you, sweetheart, you chose this.
No, you don't understand. I didn't choose anything. This is an official letter from the Squirrel King, who controls magic, who can obliterate the Vulpine Grove in one fatal swoop. Did you drink a bunch of dumb bitch juice today?
I'm gonna
Sweetheart.
raise my
Wait,
hand.
wait,
to
wait,
pay
wait,
full
wait.
knowledge.
We're still here, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're all still here.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I was about to step forward with my staff, kind of like aggressively just defend my mom, but now I'm definitely doing it. I'm taking
Yeah,
a step forward.
You're not
and I'm-
coming into my throne. I don't give a fuck. You-
I just take a step forward, like next to you. I'm not like with my staff in hand. I just slam it down. Hey, you don't talk to my mom like that.
Don't shoot the messenger.
You aren't the messenger. You're the new ruler. You are complicit.
Under the Scroll King, what would you have me do? I have this letter. My hands are tied. My paws are tied.
Your hands are not tied. You know the war is going to occur one way or another. You can choose to live for it or not.
I choose to care about the people, the foxes of Vulpine Grove.
Yet you're a traitor.
What would
makes
you
a
do
lot.
so differently?
I'm not the
how-
one about
are
to.
these-
I'm not the one about to sacrifice my entire family because I'm petty.
Are these moles like my waist height? Like, how big are these moles?
These moles would be like half your size. Yeah, they're kind of like slunched over. Some of them have lances and shields. Other ones have like long broadswords.
Okay.
And she goes. She
I'm
looks.
just-
She. Go ahead.
I'm gonna hold my staff horizontally, like I'm like a security guard, and I'm just gonna kind of like push back a little bit and keep a barrier. Like, I don't know. I'm mostly just trying to protect my mom because all these people.
Yeah,
are-
like you're tooling up too. Like they're all tooling up, and like
Yeah.
you're adding
Yep.
to that. You're like on their side. You also have like some fox knights like there, who are also drawn weapons, like ready for
Yeah.
this to fucking go down at any second.
Cool.
She's holding this letter up. She looks at you, Alara, and she's like, "Listen, Auntie. I don't want you to die. I don't want our kin to die. This is official. If we
Someone
don't
hand me that letter.
we don't abide by this." The Chancellor takes the letter, hands it over to you, and like kind of creepily like puts his hand on your shoulder and passes it to you and smiles. In only the way a priest would.
Yes, that's fast. As soon as Lara said like go towards the door, I would have like went and locked it and shut the door.
Thank you.
Kept him there.
So you're gonna
What
go
is it?
walk behind the moles who are like in front of the door.
Shouldn't I have
Oh,
people
I see.
by the door? It's a door where the lady is seated.
You know, it's our door to open, right? Figured this
Yeah,
would be
that's
like a
what I'm saying.
giant like chamber room. And they probably would have walked
Yeah,
a
but
little further.
they came in and they're like, yeah, they wouldn't let you surround them. Is more what I'm saying.
There.
Well, I'll just be going by myself, but if they're all antsy, I'd still try.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have my weapon out yet.
they would be aiming their weapons at you, and like, cause she has her weapon out, all the knights have their weapons out. They're definitely not gonna let you just casually walk past them. They're in battle formation. Some like 300, they all have their shields like turtled. He looks at you, and, Alara, and is like, "This doesn't have to end in bloodshed. And if it does, all the lives will be on your hands." Pause.
Oh, you said pause. Like,
yeah.
I thought you meant like pause. Like, I was like, did you say something sus? I don't know.
The Chancellor hands you this letter. You look over it. And it looks pretty official. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Or investigation, it's up to you.
Let's see it.
You're looking at this letter, you look at the wax seal, and you remember you got some correspondence from people in Squirrel Reach recently, like some nobility. And you get Emmerich to search through his bag and pass you one of those envelopes, and you compare the seals. The one she's giving you is slightly different. And you compare the signature of the Scroll King, and hers is completely different.
I throw the letter. I've had an official letter from the kingdom and a signature. Looks nothing like this. Are you lying to me? Because that would be worse. That would be worse than what you're doing here.
Will not stand.
Forgery.
The Lady of the Vulpine Grove will not stand for these accusations. Step off of my
No.
throne now.
The lady of the Vulpine Grove is accusing you for forging a signature, trying to take over something that's not yours. And I won't stand for it, niece of mine. You have to be smarter than that. You come from my bloodline, thinking of stupid bitch shit like that? That's gonna get your head cut off. I'm giving you the option to leave now or die here.
I step forward. Fezzik steps forward, grabs this little mole, picks her up. Gently but firmly. I'm your escort. And I just like carry her at arm's length out of there.
She's a fox.
Yeah, she's the
Oh,
fox.
she's
the
a
fox.
It's the
Okay.
men or the army guys are the moles.
Oh, okay. All right.
I thought you were
you're
picking
right.
up one of those
She's the
soldiers.
cousin.
Excuse me, and
I
like
guess-
locking the door.
I guess I'm gonna try to bear hug this cousin. Athletics?
Yeah. No, she's not hugely strong. Emmerich's gonna whisper in your ear again, Alara, and be like, "What she did is treason. You should not
What she did
overlook
is
that.
treason. I'm not overlooking it.
You're letting her leave."
I'm-
He unsheathes Fox's death, holds it in his hands. You know what must
I'm
be
still
done.
just like kind of bear hug carrying her out.
You're right. Start with her though. Wait. Fezzik? Bring her
Yeah.
here.
Okay. I turn back and still got her like in a bear hug, bring her right up to Alara.
She looks at the moment. You all will learn a lesson here today. Stand down or you will join her. And hand me my axe.
Once you have pointed out the letter is a forgery, the mole knights sheathe their weapons. And like when he grabs the lady, they don't react.
She grabs the axe from Esmic. Hold on. I read his name. Emmerich Bark.
Yep.
And she stands up. She says, I've never would have thought the day that I'll use this twice in one day. Let
I don't-
alone against my own kin. She looks at the
gonna say,
axe.
I
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I dropped her earlier, I think, and then maybe Emmerich grabbed her, because I don't think I would hold her at this point. It was more of a escort her out and then dropped her at you, and then Emmerich gave you the weapon and held her, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that works. She looks at the axe and she's remembering every time that she used it. It's never been like against like kinfolk before. So it feels weird.
Would you prefer to use my silencer? It seems appropriate for the occasion.
Yes.
I'll hand her my rapier.
Thank you, Klein. Is it Klein? It's
Yes.
Klein, right? Yeah. Thank you,
Yes.
Klein. She points the rapier at her chest, and then she looks at the she looks at the is it the Pontiff or the priest, the guy who's supposed to give
Chancellor.
her fun, the chancellor.
Yeah,
She looks
Chancellor
at him.
Windwhisper.
Yeah, she looks at him, like kind of tilting her head up in a gesture that, you know, she's expecting him to do his little job.
Puts his hand on her back. And on this day we praise the great tree for not only their wisdom and their guidance, but for the love that it weaves within families, within children, within death. Because when we part with this world, we are not truly alone. We will be with each other for always, with the great tree looming over us, judging, watching, waiting, and the treasonous acts that Ember acted on her own without my involvement whatsoever will be erased and washed away with history, as blood cleans all wounds.
You have any last words, Ember?
She looks up, and her face has been very serious. She picks her words wisely, and she's fairly graceful. And she looks at you, and she kind of stammers, and she's like, I can pull strings in Mole's Landing, and perhaps get you a little more power in the military aspect. I know it's something that you're lacking, and it's not something that you're super interested in, but if we can just forget all this, put it behind us, then I can. And she's pleading for her life.
She slowly pierces the silencer through her heart, just slowly enough to where she feels every fucking inch of it go through and through her.
Keep stammering.
And she goes, Arar.
No.
Eventually bleeds out. And Ember Molestone is out of this song of Leaf and Bark. With that,
She is kin. I didn't want to behead her bitch. You know, she needs to look pretty for her funeral.
True.
with
It's like
that,
probably a custom.
the Chancellor kind of quickly changes the subject. There are the Acorn Gambit in Squirrel Reach. In the upcoming days, King Nuttail himself has invited you and your kin. Shall I start preparing a caravan to take us there?
You shall, and we shall attend, but you would do it under surveillance. Klein, keep a close
Yeah.
watch on him.
Of course.
Amazing.
Hey, Den Mother.
Or what about all the moles? Are they like
They fucking off.
The moles are fucking
Yeah,
up.
the-
They knew they.
they dropping the weapons? Or
Yeah,
are
they
we
dropped. No, they
scrapping
dropped
this
their
up?
weapons when they knew that the letter was a fake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Is
'Cause they
what
were
do we do
acting
with-
under
What do we
the,
do with the moles? I was gonna
yeah.
say, what do we do with the moles?
They were genuinely acting under the impression that they were under the orders of the Squirrel King. So when they learned that they weren't, and she was lying about it, they put their weapons down.
Because they're blind, so they couldn't read the contract.
Yeah. Look at that.
I didn't know that.
That
They, like,
makes a lot of
squint.
sense.
So like, wait, that seal does look funny.
Yeah, that's no, it looks just like it. Yeah.
It looks just like it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Couple
Even
days-
if I failed that check, I was gonna fight the bitch. Like, fuck it. I was gonna take that chance.
a couple days go by.
Oh, are we going to talk about that guy's baby mama or no?
You can talk about whatever you want for a minute if you'd like. Go for it.
Who-
Now
wait,
that
wait,
now that
Clyde,
that's
Clyde,
dealt
Clyde.
with, what's
Who's
going
baby
on?
mother?
Timothy's.
Yeah, Timothy's got a baby mama.
What?
We're gonna be uncles.
No, not so fast. Timothy, what are they talking about?
Honestly, I have no idea.
You have no idea. They seem to have a
Yeah,
lot more
yeah,
idea than
you-
you. That's impressive.
Yeah, you should
Oh,
probably
really
ask them.
It could take skills to
They
be
seem to be
that.
more. They seem to be much more
Uh,
informed than I am.
It could take skill to be that dumbfounded
Ma.
about some rumor that was made about you. So, is it true or not, or is it just a rumor?
Mom, she's pregnant.
There is a chance that it is true.
You can't just.
But
keep
isn't it a
in your
weird
pants.
situation?
Hey,
You knocked
but
up
Clyde's
some
but-
random
but-
whore. Who is
No,
it? Who is
Listen,
this person?
we were together forever, mother. You know her.
Who is she?
What's her name now? Willow. That's it. Yes, Willow. Of the
From the
Wind
Wind
Whisperer tribe.
Whisperer family?
In-
Yes,
character.
Yes, the Wind Whisperer.
You got someone from the Wind Whispering Fanny. Those pick. Is she not a pick me? Did she not leave to go with the squirrels? Is this not
Yes,
no
she-
knowledge?
Yes, and that's kind of the problem.
And she's coming
that's-
back and saying that my baby is her baby's father. She
That's-
just wants
that's-
the Earthborn name.
I have had way too many
Because
drinks
she
for
couldn't
this
get the
conversation
squirrel
right
name.
now. God, Sam.
She couldn't get the
Ugh.
squirrel name. She wants the Earthborn name. And she's using my youngest.
You over there, can you bring me another drink, please?
No, do not
I
bring
need,
you
I need more.
are
If I'm gonna deal with
Ma.
her yelling at me in this tone, I'm gonna need another.
you
fucking
will
drink.
address me with the respect. Do not call me her.
Help me bring the whole jug.
Ma,
Nonetheless, grandmother,
Post haste.
do we need this
Instead-
pregnant fox to be married off to stop?
I will
bringing
not have
Shangri
her
out?
use my youngest son to get her name within the Earthborn.
I didn't say that.
I know. I'm
She
just
can use the
fencing.
oldest one. Somebody else can have it.
Come
Is
on.
there-
Mine ran off
there
after her
someone-
pretty quickly.
Is there someone we can foist off on her who would be politically useful to have her marry?
Or she could have an accident.
That is true.
hey.
I thought
Mom.
I was the accident. What is this?
I have no accidents. All of you were on purpose.
No. Just her apparently having my children. It's the accident.
That's the accident? Yeah, no. In that case, you are the accident.
That
Congratulations.
would make them your kin, mother. That's
I do not
Mom,
want this family name tarnished.
you could be grandma.
I could.
it'd be Tim's.
And while that's a
children.
wonderful idea, I do not want I want it to be pure. This doesn't seem pure. This seems shady, scandalous. This seems like she purposely planned this.
Oh,
Do you think anything Timothy does with his penis is planned?
No,
It-
of course not. And that's why I feel like she purposely planned this. She knows he's gullible. Look at him.
is
Fucking horny
Willow-
now, probably in heat.
Is Willow bad, Mama?
No, sweetheart. Willow is part of our family, but Mama just believes that her heart is not in the right place, and she's using your kin. She's using your brother.
Oh.
I just feel that way. Maybe it is genuine, but I just find it very funny that she came back with this after she got kicked from the squirrel's kingdom. Why did she get kicked again? Is it because she was pregnant?
Yes,
Yes.
that seems to be the
Hmm.
reason.
This seems
I think she will have those babies very soon. If
Very
they're
soon. Did
squirrel
she-
babies, then we will know.
you are correct. She sits back. Can I get a drink, please? She's like tapping. She's thinking, getting rid of the babies would be a horrible thing.
What's
Even though
our
I'm not that dark.
what's like the Herald? He's like our like adopted bastard brother.
Yeah,
Bark?
I'm Emmerich Bark.
Emmerich Bark.
Emmerich Bark.
So over the next, are you guys planning to murder the very pregnant fox?
No, I
no.
just really,
Okay.
I just said that would be too dark for her. I think
I got no plans.
what I was
got
gonna leave
no
it at.
plans.
I was gonna leave it at Timothy. You just need to honestly step up for once and learn what responsibility is. And all of my children had to learn, and I guess this is your turn to learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know about that one. That one seems very weird to
You're
me.
going
like,
to have to. If those
listen-
kids come out as foxes and they look like you, I will even have someone do a test to see if those are your
Yeah.
kids.
You
Yeah.
would know,
Are they gonna come out with my fur?
like all of you would know that having a litter out of wedlock would make them all barks and would be a stain on both of your houses, regardless if you got married after.
Oh my god. Klein, handle it, please. Handle it. I do
Timothy,
not need this name. I do not need the Earthborn name drug in the mud. We are
Yeah,
going through
yeah,
enough
yeah.
things.
Mother,
Please.
handle
I don't
what?
think you need to do it. I don't want to do this.
Hasn't there been enough
Sassafras.
work built this day?
Timothy,
Unless you're going to do it, please stand down.
Is
I can only
Klein
trust
going-
Klein.
Is Klein going to marry her?
No. No,
I think
baby.
so. I think that would be a great idea.
Oh.
Honestly.
Timothy, no, do not put
Klein-
things in
Klein has
Pheasant's
been-
head.
Listen to him. Listen to Klein. He sounds so depressed lately. He just, I
Klein
don't know.
is
Ever
not
since he came
depressed.
back
I
from
am
the
not
fire,
de-
he
I'm
just,
not
he
depressed.
sounds so
but
sad, and I
No.
feel like that would be a great thing for him. Children,
No.
you know, a wife.
No one's
and
going to marry her.
That.
I'm gonna raise my hand. It,
Oh yes.
it takes me a long time to speak. Please be patient.
That's
Mother,
okay. You-
I
you
know
can speak.
you have many ways of solving problems, and I know why you asked me this. But it may be more useful for me to actually take a spouse. It may help assuage some questions about me and what I do when I disappear in the dark. I'm getting a little bit concerned about people
Klein.
suggesting I prefer the company of sword swingers.
Yes, I'm sure you do, Klein. I'm sure
Klein.
you do.
If you don't want to do this, I will have an arrangement done, and I can handle it myself.
Timothy, is she worth it?
For me, somebody who abandoned me because they seeked power. I mean, for me, no. But since mom
Will-
wants to keep our name clean,
will
do
she
whatever
drive
you
me-
feel is necessary.
Will she
I
drive
feel
me
as-
crazy?
Emmerich will lean in to you, Alara, and be like, I think you're thinking a little hasty.
Yeah, I feel as if I need
Everybody-
to talk to her myself.
Everybody already is highly aware of the accusations laid against Timothy.
Yes, thank
If she
you.
were to randomly disappear or meet an unfortunate end, it might bring suspicion.
I agree. I only jest.
Surely.
It was a
Klein,
prank, bro.
if you you guys just need to handle this for fucking once. Just handle something on your own. This everything can't be my problem. I
Mommy's
can't.
tired. You
I
pour
will-
some wine.
I will
Yeah.
solve it one way or another.
Killing your kin is one thing,
Don't-
trying to
okay.
usurp your throne.
just
but-
just don't kill her. You'll
So-
upset Sassafras and a bunch of other people.
Klein, very simple question. Are you marrying Willow Wind Whisper?
I'd consider it, but I haven't decided on it.
If you do, you have my blessing. But I will need to talk to
She is
the with.
about to have her kids now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's
Like,
urgent.
I'm about to fast forward through the next couple days to you guys leaving on the caravan, which is where we'll actually end. But she's going to have her kids in the next couple days, so I need to know: are you marrying her before she has her kids?
My plan would be to do so, as long as Timothy doesn't scare me away from her in one way or another. If Timothy says I don't want you doing this, I would refuse. But I wouldn't listen to the den mother about it because I know she just wants me dead. But my concern would be Timothy's thoughts on the matter.
I would tell you that she is I would literally hype her up for you. I would tell you that she's a fantastic woman, that she is, she is this, she is this. However, she had a very poor taste of judgment, which has left a very bad taste in my mouth of her, that she basically, she hopped cocks because she wanted more power.
Oh, can I butt in here and say that she
you're
did
not
not
saying
just
that.
she didn't no let me
You
butt in.
didn't
She
say
did
that.
not just in character. I would say that she, or depending on how you meant it, whatever. But I would say that she didn't hop cocks. I don't think she had a choice. It was her family's decision to marry her off to the Squirrel King. So it was like whatever y'all guys had, it wasn't even up to you or her at that
No.
point.
In that case,
Doesn't
I will.
matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
I
We
was,
could have
I was
ran.
gonna say,
Yeah.
I was gonna say your character's
I'm
opinion.
pissed about it.
Yeah, you're mad about it.
Yeah, your character's
Timothy,
opinion is
I
she
will
hopped
raise your
cocks.
children as my own.
She hopped cocks.
Are you comfortable?
But you're trying
my
to
God.
convince your brother to take the heat at this moment, so you're talking this chick
To
up.
be fair, I am explicitly offering it.
Yeah, I caught you through the fray. Don't worry.
Yeah, and if
I
he goes
skipped
through
Babel.
with it, Elara will give her blessings. She still will
Yeah.
want a meeting
You're
with.
talking this chick up
Wind
in this
Whisper.
moment.
So
Decline.
yeah,
Yeah.
over the next couple days, very quickly, you have a wedding at the Church of Leaf. Pontifex Ecornius would have Fezzik ordain, and
Yeah.
it's a merry old time. You get married to this very pregnant fox. It's a little awkward. You guys don't really know each other. You have a nice little getaway honeymoon thing for a night. And then that night, she has her kids. She has her litter. They are not foxes.
Ooh,
They are
you're
doles.
free.
They're not foxes.
You're free to go.
They aren't squirrels.
You're free to go. Oh,
They're moles.
They're,
well, this would mean that she can go back to
No.
the squirrel.
they're doles, which are almost foxes, off foxes. You can Google
Okay.
it. DH, D holes.
Yeah. No. There's
D-hole.
Oh, they're so cute.
It's literally DHOLE.
yeah.
They're
Yeah,
like
they're dickheads.
off-brand foxes, and they
It's
have
like
them at our local
D-hole,
zoo.
not a
Yeah.
fox. It's a whistling dog.
It's called the hole. The hole is apparently how it's pronounced, but yeah.
The hole.
These are wild
it's
animals.
It's labeled D hole at our local zoo because we have D holes at our local zoo.
They're at the San Diego Zoo. Oh, I want to go. I'm gonna go see them tonight.
They're at the Minnesota Zoo.
And with
With somebody
that
we don't even know.
marriage, and you guys having to quickly leave for the tournament in Squirrel Reach, your wife now, Willow Wind Whisper, is not going to come, as your kids are also not going to come. If you want to name the 6 kids you just had, feel free to message me.
Will do.
God
You
damn.
gotta keep up.
Dude,
Well,
I'm
they're
worried
divorced
about them.
Oh, get a divorce.
Don't name them. Don't name them.
Yeah,
Don't
that-
say them kids ain't my damn kid. I'm not your daddy.
Don't name them.
You guys eventually meet up at Apple Fall Brook, the meeting place to mount your caravans, load or unload. Let me bring you all in. And all of you have your beetles. You have Shadowfire, which is a Lairs beetle. This
Alara.
Alara. Very quickly, Alara, describe your beetle.
My beetle is a black beetle. He has give me a second while I pull up the description. I have it here. I'm just like, all right, here we go. It's a striking black beetle named Shadowfire. He boasts a sleek, powerful shell with a glossy coat of fur adorning from his collar. Kind of almost mimicking how her fur is thick at the collar. And under the sunlight, his coat shimmers, kind of like iridescent. I think that's how you say it. Excluding a deep piercing blue, and no, his eyes are like a deep piercing blue, and it gives that otherworldly aura.
Cool. Fezzik, describe your beetle.
My beetle is a little hummingbird beetle with like wings that like, flap like a hummingbird, kind of like floated around. Just a very gentle creature of mine. It's like one of my very soft spots as my character is my beetle. A flip flap. Everything in my life is very simply named. So yeah, my humming beetle is Flip Flap. And
Yeah, I love it.
Beautiful.
and she's mostly a companion. She will do things if I ask things of her, but she's mostly just like this gentle companion that I seek
That's beautiful.
after times of trauma.
Wonderful. Timothy.
My beetle can be only described with a like. If you were to picture it, I would probably say like as 70s like hippie as you can get it. This beetle is all different colors. It looks like a swirling pattern of just fucking greens, blues, yellows, all kinds of stuff. But it is same as me. It is covered in just scars and just beat shit out of. This is my prize like jousting beetle. This beetle has fucking seen it all. And this beetle is like very much fucked up. It's got like chips missing, like chunks of like shell just broken in different places. Like,
Amazing.
but this is a beautiful fucking beetle.
Amazing.
Nuh-uh.
Sassafras. What's up with your beetle?
He'd be like a big green beetle. His name was Geno Beat, and I'd have like a painted face on him, like because beetles don't have the face. I'd paint like eyebrows on him, like angry eyebrows, but it looked like war paint, like on the sides of him, like
Okay, I fuck with it.
like where like the horns are to be underneath the horns, like the two like lines, or is it like to be like eyebrows?
Cool. Cool. And then Klein, describe your beetle.
Vulcan is a small, shiny black rhinoceros beetle. He is actually probably the smallest of the beetles, but he seems to be like his plating, as it were, or his exoskeleton is very rugged. It looks like you wouldn't want to fuck with him.
Awesome. I like how a couple of you pick like different kinds of beetles. You got weird with it. With that, you get in your caravan and you start leading off. You get some of the corkscrew knights to escort you. One of the where the fuck is it? Eagle Guards following suit behind. Bunty is I'm gonna say Bunty's riding with
Oh
Fezzik.
my god, she's not Bunty.
Sorry, Helmy is riding with Fezzik.
So cute.
Um,
Look at that cute little face.
Timothy, would you have invited Salty to come with you to Scroll Reach?
We are going there for a tournament of sorts.
Yeah.
Could I invite Willow's mom?
Would it have been something along the lines of like something? You know what? Would Salty be like after everything that we've been through? Would he be like my fucking stable master kind of fucking? He'd be my homie.
Sure. He can be whatever you want him to be, man.
Yeah, fuck it. Salty's gonna come with me. Salty will be my stable master. He's the one that cares for my beetle while I'm out with women.
All right. Sassafras, would you have invited Fergus or Copper. Copper was like the more down to earth one, and Fergus was the one who keeps insulting you.
Yeah, I definitely would have offered them both if they'd like to come. Like, asked them, and if they had agreed, yeah, they did come along.
Copper would come with you. Fergus would blow you off. Klein murdered his fucking, and he couldn't even really come with you anyway. You don't really have surface friends, and you're kind of going through a lot with your wife.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of my wife, the kids were foxes, right?
The kids were doles.
Yeah. D-holes.
D-holes, which is like an offshoot of a fox.
Yeah.
Yeah. As if
But-
you love,
but-
if you
but like-
love,
but-
if
but
you love your
outside the
kids, I'll
gene-
love them.
But
And-
outside the gene pool.
Klein, can you just roll me a retroactive insight check, please?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the crucial part of their parentage is they're a bit outside.
She
What
cries
we
a
expected.
lot and is kind of freaked out after she gives birth and says that these are Timothy's kids. There's no way they're not. And she doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
And that's with my insight on what she was saying? Okay.
Your insight, she doesn't seem to be lying. But with that information, you get into your individual caravans, being led by these large beetles. I'm just gonna make this easy and say that the 6 people that are together are like in the same wagon. So you're in this like large wagon made out of like bark. It's enclosed, but it has like window slits so you can see out. But there is a roof being drawn by 2 like large workhorse beetles. You have 2 of these caravans, then an eagle guard is flying behind you, and the snail guard is setting the pace in front of you, although they also have a beetle wagon. You're progressing along, and we'll just do the first cart first really fast. Helmley here looks at you're like, well, Fezzik, you must be pretty excited to get back to check out Scroll Reach, the capital of the Great Tree. Everybody there loves it.
Oh yes. The great tree is good.
The Great Tree is good. You have some muck on your face here, love, and she like wipes your face a bit.
Oh. Wow. Thank you, Helmy.
Emmerich looks to you, Alara, and is like, never trusted a squirrel.
Is my little flip flap on my shoulder? Like
Yeah.
my little
I know, Emmerich.
beetle?
Yeah.
Neither have I.
I'm kind of like just like gently playing with her, just like a finger. 'Cause she's on my shoulder, and I'm just like poking her gently with one finger, just like giggling.
Wonderful. And then in the back carts, Timothy, Sassafras, and Klein, along with Copper and Salty and your beetles. Salty like looks around, takes off his like half fake leg, and pulls a bottle out from it and screws it back on.
Oh, let me write that down. Hold on. Has a big leg.
Respect.
Takes a big
No,
swig of
you're
his
in the other
hard liquor.
caravan. Mind your business.
I'm writing this down.
Old fox, you.
That he is.
Or, you know,
That's a fake leg of which he keeps boozing. Oh yeah. After Emmerich said that, I was like, just keep an eye on him, on the squirrel.
I'll get back to that conversation 1 second. Fucking Salty here, he's gonna look at you, Sassafras, and pass you the bottle. Oh, who'd you lose?
Oh, they're
Oh,
dead. They
lost-
blew up. Their caravan
Right.
blew
I
up.
think just might have timed out or something happened. Discord update.
You might have had to peel
Yeah,
out.
probably, yeah,
It is
yeah.
after time, but that's all good. Yeah, like Scout is sitting here. He's like, Sassafras, I've heard a lot about you. A lot of terrible, terrible things.
They're back.
He's back.
Discord crash.
Sorry about that.
I've heard,
It's okay.
Jimmy
Heard
told
terrible things, huh?
Jimmy told me about that time that you shit yourself in that one jousting tournament.
Oh yes, I ate some bad food the night before, and then it didn't sit well.
He bursts out laughing, and I'm assuming Timothy also bursts out laughing because he never told that story.
His ears will go back, and then be like, "What? It's
I was just fucking
an
with you.
accident."
If other people are laughing, I'm laughing. Oh no!
From the,
You're up
from
in
the
the-
other wagon.
Yeah,
You
you're
just
up in the
hear
other
fucking
wagon.
Isaac laughing.
So it's like separate conversations.
I didn't hear the conversation at all. Just heard the laughing.
Just still
so I
laughing.
started laughing.
Well, that was just a rumor. That didn't happen.
Hopper is like, well, that's not the only time he shit himself. The one time out on the battlefield, like usually we shit in the trenches because like you're out there for days. But one time he just was so drunk he just blind shit and was like, I'm going to run to that tree. And before anybody could even say anything, he was like already running to the tree, full shit as he was running. You were a fucking
yeah.
glorious bastard back in the day.
You had to bring that up, Copper.
You did kill at least 30 moles that day, so
Yeah, they
you
kept
were-
coming. So
We go back up to the top wagon. Emmerich looks at you, Alara, and is like, something doesn't feel right about this trip.
What are your concerns?
When have the squirrels ever personally invited us to anything?
That is a good point. But would you have me ignore the requests of the squirrels?
No, that would be impolite.
Very impolite. Yeah. But you are correct. Don't worry. Just keep your guard up. Mine will also be up, and so will the more
My main concern
reliant people of the family.
My main concern is you.
I'll be
Ye-
fine.
Beheading 2 people in a day, one of them being kin. I know leadership is a burden, but you can always lean on me.
I'm fine. It's okay, Bark. Besides, I didn't behead my niece. Only pierced the heart. I didn't want her to be beheaded for her funeral. She still can, after all. But I depend on you a lot. You could take a break sometimes. Everything's not about work.
Loud.
You
dice
hear
roll.
thum, 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 as a volley of arrows hits into you, hitting your chest, your face, your side, as you take 81 points of piercing damage. You see the
Jesus
snail knights
Christ.
raise their swords, look in the
Whoa.
trees, and go, "The lady is under attack! Protect her at all costs!" And you hear from the trees, "Kill the lady!" And that is where we're going to end session.
Jesus Christ!
Does 81 damage put you down?
Yeah, 81. I only have 69.
You see the lady of your house, your mother, go unconscious. And that's where we're going to end session.
Oh,
Jesus
wow.
Ah.
bruh.
I can't adjust my health. I can't put it at. I put negative
Shit
81.
getting real.
Mom.
Thank you all
Dude.
so much for playing. Let's find somebody to raid out to. Extreme Puffindale is streaming Payday 3.
Cool, cool. I think my brother was playing that too. I'm gonna tell him, play with my brother, my little brother. He's starting to play PC games now. He got a PC.
But I hope everybody enjoyed the first episode of Song of leaf and bark and are getting the vibe for what we're doing. Some betrayals, a lot of death, and some precarious situations. I have been talking with Adam, and you are no longer talking with Adam because my name is Adam and I'm done talking to you. Peace.
Knocking with Adam.
Shut the fuck up, Yoda.
Listen, that was a good joke and it's carried over.
No, it